This month, the Allstate Arena hosted a traveling circus, just as it has every year in recent memory. This year, though, there's another elephant in the room. The American Hockey League may be the only benefactor in the disagreement between the NHL and its players. For guys like Andrew Ebbett and Steve Pinizzato, it's a chance to get back to the game after injuries, apart from the pressure cooker environment that is the National Hockey League.
First time for me going through this whole lockout situation, so I wasn't sure if I was going to get a chance to come down here or not, and it kind of went through all summer talking with Vancouver through my agent, and we ended up coming down here, and the best surprise was that they told me that I was going to come down and play here. And I was hurt a lot last year, so the chance for me to come down here and play right away and play some big minutes is huge for me. I didn't want to be sitting at home after I ended up sitting most of the year last year with injuries.
Yeah, it's almost a blessing in disguise being able to come back and play after missing a full year. You got guys that were in the NHL that still aren't playing anywhere, and I mean, the door's getting a little smaller for the guys in Europe, but I mean, for my situation, I think coming back and playing at this level of hockey and playing with this caliber of guys it's huge on my part for sure. And I mean, like I said, if I was to start fresh, maybe go to the NHL, I mean, my timing would probably be a little bit more off, but this is definitely helping me.
I think the level of play is a little higher because every team has players that would probably start the season in the NHL, and probably a handful of guys that will play the whole season up in the NHL. So I think the talent level, the skill level has really stepped up. I've seen other teams play in the league, and that's what I'm seeing every night. Like, I can circle 4 or 5, maybe 6 guys per team that if the lockout ends, they'll be up in the NHL. So that only benefit is the AHL teams and the fans that are watching the games.
It's also an opportunity to face a caliber of player they might only ever see in the NHL.
It's perfect for me because I get better and better shooters, and this is almost going to be like, it's better than the normal AHL, but it's a little bit, it's not as good as the NHL, so it's going to be kind of perfect for me because it's a middle step instead of taking that big step right away.
Still, the work stoppage hasn't led to an entirely positive impact on this level.
I was thinking about going to camp and fight for a spot up in Vancouver. That was my thought going into this year, and right now it changed a little bit.
Something needs to be done in the next 2 or 3 weeks, or we're going to be sitting here like we were 7, 8 years ago with no NHL season, and I think it's really kind of a shame for the fans and the amount of kind of the build-up that the NHL had last year with the marketing they did and the way the season went, and especially with the Southern California team winning the Stanley Cup and kind of building everything in the Southern United States again, and to be not playing, and it's not helping this game. It's not fair to the fans, and it's not fair to either side. It's a difficult situation.
The one thing they all missed out on, after training so hard, after working, putting the time in all summer long, they missed the opportunity to compete for a job this year. And some guys that maybe weren't on the radar, that may not go up right away if the lockout was to be over, if there was only 4 or 5 guys that up, there could have been 2 or 3 guys that maybe who had great camps, might have been one of the early call-ups that maybe Alain Vigneault or Mike Gillis really liked, and they wanted to see them. And so they've been kind of robbed of that opportunity. But it is what it is. But I think that certainly everybody knowing that they're being watched heavily right now by the Canuck organization and the other 29 teams in the league, if you want to put that in there too, that they have to be good every night. The people are watching and evaluating, and whether you're being projected to play for the Canucks a month from now, whether it's in the second half of the season, or whether they are looking at you to maybe fill a hole next year because of roster issues or contract issues, they may have guys that they look at, this guy may be ready to play for us next season, and that's kind of what you want everybody to be motivated by.
I'm in kind of the best possible situation right now is to come down to the American League. I have a job, and I know I have a lot of friends and teammates that are sitting at home waiting and not doing anything right now. So
I'm still really happy to be down here with the Wolves. I mean, I know the organization from last year, and it's probably one of the best in the AHL.
I mean, that's out of my control. I just kind of a Twitter guy, just read the news, see what's going on, and you know, hopefully they come to a conclusion. But I mean, again, it's not. My word's not really too much right now, so I kind of just play, and if it happens, it happens.
If the NHL lockout ends, Wolves management is confident that they will continue to dress a team that can win, and win big.
The one reason we have, 27 players around here is that, you're always conscious of that may happen. The thing that I'm most proud of is that we didn't just stay with one lineup. We've used everybody. Everybody's had a chance to play. And we need to continue that, because if this day does come that the NHL gets back up and running, these guys that are maybe haven't had a ton of opportunity are going to get more of an opportunity for us, and we're going to ask them to play larger roles. And so keeping everybody a part of it now is going to be real important if those guys do go. So yes, we'd like to see all these guys get a shot at the NHL. Will they be there, all of them be there and stay? Probably not.
Connaughton, Tanev, Cassian, Pinizzotto, Schrader are guys that are all going to get up there and get a look at to start the NHL season if it ever starts up. So, that's a pretty big hole in our lineup if all those guys leave. But I think that goes for every team that's in the American Hockey League. There's a lot of teams that have a lot of players that will end up having players go up to the NHL, and again, that's why we have extra players around, and they'll step right in a normal season with no lockout in the NHL playing. These guys will be playing a regular shift.